Alright, it's that time of year again when we need to move our nucs around, put them in the yards where they're going to spend the summer. We've been working through this yard. We overwinter them in 4x4s like this, and then for transport, this is a real pain, these boxes are. So we take the time to move them into a 5-frame cardboard box here that's kind of designed for transport. That way when it's time to move them, we can just come pop a plastic plug into the hole and move them at night rather than having to deal with stapling screen while it's dark.
And duct tape the lid shut.
And duct taping, yeah, and then we'll have to duct tape the lid shut when we move these as well.
You can see some of the duct tape on the boxes from previous years.
Yep. But yeah, we're just going through today. We're giving them, so this is a 5-frame nuc versus a 4-frame nuc over here. So we're giving them a frame of pollen or comb from dead outs, and then we're moving the 4 frames over. And then they'll sit here for a week, probably, just for scheduling reasons. And then next week we'll move them to their actual yard, their summer yard, some night. And then the next day we'll come through and move them into a 10-frame deep. But yeah, this step, moving them into a cardboard box, just helps make transport much easier. Overall, for winter losses this year, we're doing okay, especially compared to some of the horror stories I'm hearing. We're sitting around right around 50% loss, which is pretty average for us.
And some of the commercial guys this year are saying they had 70 to 80% losses.
Yeah, so we're doing okay. Obviously, we wish we could keep more bees alive. We're going to try to change some things to make that happen, but we're still okay. We'll have about 70, 75 production colonies this year. And yeah, that's what our year's going to look like, or what these are going to start as. That one's backwards.
I know, I want them facing that way so they're not catching bees coming in here.
Yep.
This is this colony setup here.
So it's finally truly spring, first day of hard beekeeping here. In these nucs, we're seeing...
Did you get the date?
Yeah, today is what, March 29th.
Yeah.
Most of these nucs look like this one does. The other one was probably a little bit smaller than average. We're seeing in these 4-frame nucs probably about 3 frames of brood, give or take.
3's pushing it. 3 would be a very strong one.
2.5, 3.
2 to 2.5, but
there's 3 with brood on them. If you would count if you combine it all into brood frames, yeah, probably
that
a strong 2, 2.5.
Most of them still have some honey from last year, which means our feeding protocols are working. That, and there was dead outs from the rob out, but we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, we have these portable feeders that show up. Not really portable, but on demand, I guess. As the bees die through the winter, the others can come rob them out on nice days. So yeah, that one's that's not a very big patch of brood there.
That queen looks beautiful though. When did we put pollen patties on? 2 weeks ago?
Would be first week of March, so 3 weeks ago. That's when we see them start brooding up for this season.
These felt confident. They made some drones. That looks okay. These were just off center. That's what happened.
Yeah, this one's what we're seeing.
They typically have brood on 2 and 3, but this one here had brood on 1, 2, bleeding on to 3. So yeah, I'd call that 2 frames of brood. This is a solid frame. That the last 2 combined would make a frame. So
yeah, 2 frames of brood. They're going to be monsters. Our honey flows in about 6 weeks, so they don't have time to spare.
I'd say it's a little more further out than that, but
we'll see what year we have. Most years it's 6 weeks from today. It's the black locust opens. But that's it. That's all we're doing today.